looking at the end of game situation, you haven't been happy with it all year, but looking at it, you don't want to have those doubts, but it played out very similarly for maybe the last 3 minutes until those final 30 seconds.
No, you're right. I can't explain it. Work on it every day, you know. And, sometimes human nature steps in, and the guys get a little nervous. It's only natural. And it's okay. Because the more and more we get in those positions, I keep saying that, but what is it, the 20th game? Eventually we're going to be more under control and more relaxed. I'm surprised at some of the end of the game situations that, we all talk about exhaling and taking a big deep breath and relaxing out there. And all my huddles were not yelling and berating. It was more encouraging, and we're going to get this done. Keep a great attitude, and everything's okay. Don't worry about that last play. Forget about it. And I think because of that, Darryl goes and makes a couple free throws. If you start dwelling on the negative and don't move on, then you don't make those free throws at the end. Instead, I thought the difference today was we got rebounds. We rebounded the ball at the end. Yeah, we turned it over a couple of times, but we also rebounded the ball at the end. They took shots. UMBC hit a couple of those shots. They also missed a couple of those shots, and they got the rebounds. So the difference was our defense and rebounding. Although we weren't the smartest team at the end, we defended and rebounded and got it done.
Talking about rebounding, 8 from Patrick, 7 from John. Everyone got involved in rebounding. Is that what you want to see, especially with Jeff looking like not 100% out there?
There's no doubt. When we're playing 4 guards, because we're going to play small, we need these guys to all rebound. We need them to gang rebound, and they're a great team. So we beat them by 1 on the boards. That's great. That's good for us. I mean, offensive rebound, they got 2 more than us. That's not good. That's not good. And Joyner is tough and strong. He got 5 offensive rebounds. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Now the 6 dead ball rebounds mean we had our hands on the ball, but we dropped it out of bounds. We got to get those. We got to get those. But sometimes when I see 6 dead ball rebounds, I think, all right, well, at least we can set up our defense. So it's not the end of the world when you see dead ball rebounds. But when you see that smaller and you see a lot of offense, that's a problem. That's a problem. But we got to defend and rebound. We have to. And we did a pretty good job in the second half.
Coach, defense and rebounding were a big difference in the UMBC game, but also how big was it having John step up today versus it seemed like he really went invisible against UMBC down the stretch?
The funny thing is John Holland, man, he's carrying us. I don't know what else to tell you. He's got a lot of pressure on himself. And watching that team, I didn't really yell at them. They look like a tired team. The last 3 mentally and physically tired. And I give UMBC all the credit in the world for never giving up, for keep grinding it out against us. And we tried to get the ball to John at the end. They did a pretty good job. And, we had some costly turnovers, and they took him away, and we had guys with wide open shots with good looks. Darryl gets a great look at the end of that game. Dominic gets a great look at the end of the game. Were they the first options? No. It was John. But for whatever reason, they did a good job. And I just kept telling him he wasn't shooting. He was in foul trouble. He was off. I said, you just got to get aggressive. Don't worry about it. And we called his number a lot more. And we opened up the floor for him. And I think he took advantage of that, which is great.
What sort of a point of emphasis over the past 2 days was it to get some more contributions on both sides of the ball from Dom, Patrick, and Jeff?
Absolutely. And Travis. You can throw Travis in there. No question about it. Every time we watch film, we need more from them. For us to be the best team we can be, they have to produce. I don't care if it's 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds. I don't care if it's 2 points, 1 block, 2 block, whatever it is. Collectively, they got to put up some good numbers for us. Not individually, collectively. I don't want them to. They don't need to get 20 for us, but they need to do their job. And I thought, changing the starting lineup. It was nice to see us only. We were down, but we were only down 11-7. You know what I mean? It wasn't an insurmountable number like it was UMBC, like it was Albany. That tires you out too when you get to the second half. You just used all this energy to get back in the game, and now. So I thought Travis is bringing us great energy. Dominic's going to try to do the best he can by filling that role at the 4 spot, being aggressive, looking to make shots. That's what we need. We need another score.
Coach, DJ's starting to put up some big numbers in consecutive games. just how well do you, and how much you think he's progressed from the beginning of the year to now? It seems like especially distributing the ball, he's really
Unbelievable.
made some huge
He's really
strides.
starting to see the floor well, and I think he's getting more comfortable with the offense. He's getting more comfortable with where he needs to be on the floor, and he really understands where guys are going to be now because we have all movements when he drives the ball, and it's just fun to watch a freshman start to really grow up into a sophomore. And that's again, he's a freshman. We're putting a lot on his shoulders, and he's standing tall. He's doing some really good things.
Daryl Paulson tonight, only 2 from 8 from 4, but a few clutch free throws at the end. Do you think he's feeling the pressure of having to be the number 2 scorer on the team?
You know what? With Daryl, he's trying. He wants to play perfect, and when you play perfect, you end up making mistakes. And I'm trying to tell him, relax, just play your game, defend, get some rebounds, and he's so focused on trying to do that he's just on the offensive end. It's hurting him a little bit. He's not fluent. He looks very choppy out there. Where he's just got to play. Just take your shots when they're there, drive the ball when they're there, look for others when they're there. It's fine. We need him to be that scorer. I don't know if he's feeling pressure about the scoring, because Daryl's a good scorer. I think he's feeling pressure about defending and rebounding and trying to get it done.
How much has been going more man-to-man been the product of the 2 teams you played who are both struggling a little bit offensively, or the fact that you're becoming a little more comfortable playing man-to-man rather than just the 2-3 zone?
You know, it really depends on who they have on the floor. You know, if you have 2 shooters, 3 shooters, you know, sometimes zone is the best thing. If they have a good big man, it's just I do it depending on personnel for the other team, and I want to get to 50. I want to become a 50 team again, because I think that's when you get stops, and then you hold yourselves accountable for rebounding as well. In the zone, you're doing areas, so it's a little bit tougher, especially when there's 2 guys in an area. So in man, it's a little bit easier to know who's got to tag who and box out who. So man is something that I've been trying to work in practice a lot. So as we continue on here, we're just going to keep mixing it up, but eventually we got to get to it full time.
Coach, how much different is it playing against them without Tommy Brenton on the floor?
It's a great question. That kid's a beast. That's a kid that you would love to have on your team, and you can't stand playing against him. And you're forgetting about Martin too. Martin's a tiger. I mean, he was unbelievable last year. I watched our game up there last year when they blew us out of the gym, and he was awesome. He played Corey Lowe. He shut him down, and he's a monster. So without those 2 guys and what they're doing right now, they're in every single game. They have a chance to win every single game. I mean, he's a heck of a coach. They're doing a great job. I really mean that.
Your thoughts on Mayo, who at one point was going to go here and has looked good this season?
He's terrific. I love that kid. It's unfortunate it didn't work out. He's going to be a thorn in my side for the next 4 years. He's got a nice touch. Now again, I watched a lot of film. You didn't really get to see what he can do. He's hitting 15-footers. He won the game in the second overtime against UNH. He slips on a ball screen, finishes. They run our little circle action. He pops out, hits a 15-footer. I mean, he's going to be really good, and he leads them in blocks. He's long kid, and he's a nice kid.
Seemed like a big part of their plan was trying to clamp down on John and Daryl. They told me the top scorers for the team. It looked like, obviously, John kind of broke through that, and you talked about how Daryl was trying to play perfect. Do you think that's the main reason, the mentality between the 2, of why John was able to break through that and go off in the second?
You know what? I think we opened the floor up a little bit, too. We opened up the floor. We went to our motion offense a little bit just to get them moving side to side, because they do such a good job of playing 5 guys against the ball. So when you get them moving side to side, now you have lanes where you can drive. And I think DJ took advantage of that, kicking out for threes. John took advantage of that. And, you know, again, when it comes to Daryl, he needs to take advantage of that too. But he needs to go in there and just go up and shoot. Sometimes he's traveling because he's trying to make plays for others. And I think that's why you see him turning the ball over. And he's thinking about defending and reading. He's got other things in his head right now. We just got to clear that head out and let him go. Because that's when they're good. You just let them go. I'll see you at Hartford. Good? You have one more?
I mean, the only thing is, Matt hit 2 key threes in that run against Albany, and then had another big game against UMBC. But he's been off and on all season long. Is it more still him not having the mentality of I should be a shooter rather than distributing, or is it just game to game defenses are throwing different things at him and that's really effective?
I think they did a pretty good job on him. They were closing out at his feet. They were flying at him, and he took a couple of shots inside the arc. So I didn't think he had much space. He didn't have much space to shoot, and that's why I put him on the weak side a couple times. hoping we could skip over to him so we can get some open threes. But, you know, they did a good job. They did a good job, and sometimes we didn't find him when he was open. We got to find Matt when he's open. But he's his own killer, which is good, because we need that. We need that. But he's fine. He did a great job tonight. You know, I pulled him in and out because we were getting hurt on the rebounding end, and we needed to play some bigger guys. But he did a great job. He's got to be our constant, and he's been that for most of the season. Thanks, guys.